Attention. Are you completely satisfied with your job? You love everything about it. You are happy with the amount of money that you're getting paid. You're happy with your schedule. You're happy with the amount of time that you're getting off on vacations. And are you currently having enough savings so that way you can retire and be able to last on those savings for the rest of your life? If so, this presentation is not for you. But if you are like most of us that feel like this at the end of the month, after you pay your bills, your living expenses, your taxes, insurance, all the things that are going on in our lives, if you're feeling like this presentation is for you because that's exactly how I felt before I learned how to invest in real estate. You're probably wondering who I am. My name is Jose Fernandez, and several years ago, I came across an opportunity to learn about real estate investing. See, I didn't grow up thinking I was going to be a real estate investor. If you would have asked me uh, that a long time ago, I would have told you, no way, you're crazy. But I came across an opportunity that taught me how to do it the right way, and I'm going to share you with you a little bit about that later on. But for me, I'm a first generation American. I'm a husband and a father of three. As you can see, my beautiful wife and kids are there. And growing up, I was brought up by a single mom. And one of the things that she always wanted me to do is she always tell me every day, she wouldn't help me forget it. She wouldn't let me forget it, right? Every day she used to tell me, Jose, your only job growing up is to go to school, get good grades, and bring me a degree. And that's exactly what I did, right? Because she used to tell me that so that way, in order for me to be successful, I had to do those things so that way I can get a good job, the good paying income, and be able to provide for my family. So I did that. I went to school, got a good degree in electrical engineering, and when I graduated, it was 2008. I did not get the high paying job because nobody at the time was getting a high paying job, right? So I found myself in a little bit of a scenario because I had college debt. I had a whole bunch of hopes and dreams that I wanted to accomplish, but I was not getting the income. So one thing that my mom always tell me was as well was, Jose, if you want to be successful, you also have to start a business, right? As growing up, I used to always see business owners enjoying their time away from the business, right? I used to see them having the nice cars, having the time freedom, having the income to do the things that they wanted, and to be able to live the lifestyle that they wanted. And that's something that I always wanted to do for myself, but I had no idea. So I started a cell phone and computer repair business, right? Which I was doing part time after my full time job. So I was working from 7 to 3 on my engineering position at the aerospace company that I got hired for, and then I would have from 4 to 8. I used to fix cell phones and computers for people to have extra income, and so that way I was hoping that one day that business was going to make more money than my job, so that way I didn't have to work for somebody else anymore. See, I've always had the entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, and in order for you to become financially independent, that's something that you're going to have to adopt. So what happened to me was I came across an opportunity to learn about real estate investing, and at that time I said to myself, well, I don't have any money to get started investing in real estate because I don't have a down payment. I can't buy a house. I can't qualify for a mortgage. My credit is not doing good, right? And I just don't have the time to add to a new business because I've already have a full-time job and I have a small business. Okay, but what I realized that when I was running my business, I had no idea about business ownership. Okay, as a matter of fact, I realized that I didn't know anything about how to do my taxes. I didn't do anything about banking. I didn't know anything about marketing, payroll, all those kinds of things. I had no idea about because when I went to college and got my degree, they didn't teach me about running my own business. They only taught me about how to be a good engineer for a company so that way I can work for them so that way they can make all the money, right? So I didn't have any background in business ownership. So then what happened to me was I got involved in this real estate investing training program, and I learned how to invest in real estate. But not only did I have an opportunity to learn how to invest in real estate, I learned to invest in real estate from multimillionaires, people that were already successful in their business. And during the time that I was learning or taking my training, I had an opportunity to make anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 per month extra. So I decided, you know what, it's a no-brainer. I have to learn more about this. So this, I also met my business partner, right, through this community of investors that are national community of real estate investors. And what happened was we partnered up. He's had construction experience, and I've had marketing and business, small marketing business experience with myself in a computer repair business. So we decided to partner up and put what we learned into place. Now, this right here was our very first transaction. This is a property that we purchased, fix and flip in Newark, New Jersey, right? But we're going to talk about in detail a little bit more about this. But we use zero of our own money to be able to do that transaction, and we sold it for $200,000 with a $70,000 profit. Okay, and now the hardest thing the hardest thing to do when you're first getting into this business is to be able to do that first transaction. Okay, that first transaction is the hardest thing. As a matter of fact, it took me a little bit over 2 years to be able to get that done because of what I mentioned before. I still had a full time job, I still had my business, and I still didn't have any money to buy and fix and flip property. So I had to gradually build to be able to get my first deal. But I didn't give up and I made it happen. After the first one, we were able to duplicate the process over and over and over again. And we've established a good relationship and a good business model. Okay, so I want to talk to you, all right, about our first deal and how we were able to make this happen without using any of our own money. Okay, now what I'm about to share with you, okay, I don't advise for you to do unless you are working with our team, right? And you have experience with a knowledge of other things I'm going to talk about. So this property right here that we purchased in Newark, New Jersey, we purchased this for $65,000, as you can see there. But we purchased this property for someone that inherited this house. Okay, they inherited the house and they didn't want to keep it. As a matter of fact, it was a burden on them and their family. It was costing them taxes. It needed a lot of repairs, and they just wanted to sell it and move on and get on with their lives. So when they we found that homeowner, we spoke to them and we negotiated a deal for $65,000. Okay, now so far we talked about being able to find this good opportunity. Second of all, now once they agreed to purchase for us to purchase the house, the next thing we needed to do was come up with the money to be able to do that. Okay, we be able to for us to come up with the money to be able to purchase the house because at the time we didn't have the money. All right, so what we did was, right, to be able to find the money, we were able to tap into lines of credit. Okay, we was able to tap into lines of credit. What do you mean by lines of credit? Credit cards. We use credit cards to be able to take the cash out of those credit cards, and we use that as a down payment with our hard money lender. Okay, so we combined that credit cards with a hard money lender, and we were able to finance this transaction 100% without using any of our own money. It was all the bank's money. Okay, now, okay, that property cost us $65,000 to repair, and we got that done in about 3 months, and the whole project took about 6 months to sell, and we profited close to $60,000 on this transaction. Just one transaction. Okay, now just imagine how many properties like that do you need to not have to work anymore? Okay, just do the math, right? And then just repeat the process so that way you can do this over and over again and quit your job. Okay, that's exactly what I did. So this is over a 200% return on investment on the money that was put into that by the credit cards. Okay, so what happened was We were able to put that together, and at the closing, we walked out. And when we sold that house, we walked out of there with a six-figure check. Now, I'm putting this up here to show you, right, that this is possible, because when I first got involved in real estate investing, I didn't think that this could be possible for me. Okay, so I don't put this up here to brag or show off, but to inspire you, right? Because if you have been looking to get involved in real estate investing, if you learn how to do it the right way, this can happen for you. And let me tell you something, your life is completely going to change when you have a six-figure payday. Just think about that for a second. What would you do with an extra six figures, right? Now, granted, a lot of that, some of that money did not go directly in our pockets, right? Some of that money went, right, to pay off the credit cards, and my business partner and I split the difference. Now, so let's just recap and summarize how we were able to do this transaction. Number one, I learned how to find off-market deals, right? Because if you want to get a discount on properties, you need to find them off market, so that way there's not so much competition, not so many people bidding on the same property and inflating the price of that house. Number two, I learned how to tap into the bank's money to be able to fix and flip the house. Now, we not only did we get the down payment from a bank, right, like the credit cards, we also got the purchase money from a hard money lender, a commercial lender, right? Not on they also gave us the money to buy the house and the money to fix the house, okay? But the catch to that is they needed to for us to have decent credit and for us to be able to have a down payment. Now, they're not as strict as some other banks, right? We're going to go into details about that, but they're not as strict as some other banks about find out where the money came from. That's why we were able to combine the two. And then the power of relationships. See, I have no idea how to fix houses. I have no background in construction, and that was something that terrified the heck out of me because I've never done it before. But luckily, because I knew the right people, my business partner was able to use his experience in construction to be able to fix that house. And we were able to combine forces and make that deal come true. And then we did that over and over and over again. But that's not all. Okay. That's not the only thing that I learned. Okay. Because once you have that six-figure check, right? Who do you think is going to come knocking at the end of the year, right? For that money. Taxes, right? Taxes. You're going to learn how to be able to. I learned that normally people, when they get paid 100,000, if I would have made that $100,000 on a regular W-2 job, 33%, at least 33% of that would have gone directly to taxes, right? So I learned how to save money on taxes. I learned how to properly structure my business with an LLC, an S corp, so that way when something happens, potentially something could potentially happen in the future, I'm not at risk, right? So it all started because I learned the five pillars of wealth. Okay, first I got myself educated. I learned about real estate investing. I learned how to use the bank's money so that way I can fund my business and buy more properties and pay less in taxes. Now, for you that are still watching this and any of this, right, looks familiar, I want you to meet myself and my team, right? See, across the country, we've been helping people learn these strategies so that way they can get themselves to a point where they become financially independent and potentially have an opportunity to quit their job and finally do the things that you want in your life, right? So, for you, if any of this makes sense to you and you would like to learn more, the next step is to schedule a 15-minute call with me to see if this is a good fit. Okay, I don't know if this might be a good fit for you. I don't know if it might be a good fit for me. So, guys, the next thing to do is click down below. You're going to get access, a link to my calendar. You're going to book yourself a 15-minute call with me, and then we'll take this conversation to the next level and see if this is the right fit for you. All right. I hope this information was helpful to you, and I look forward to speaking to you in the near future. Have a great day.